Hey, welcome to Mama Mosey Tarot. Doubts about loyalty arising. Um, but that's because you're constantly expecting somebody to prove to you, and you're not really necessarily looking at how you prove to them. You're just like, I manifest this relationship. But manifesting that relationship is when you're focused on the wrong things, it definitely causes things to fall down this tower right there. So it's like, because we had gift and letting you know, surprise, and thinking of you. So it's like, as much as this, um, and I did see divine union. So as much as this relationship might not be working right now, you have to ask yourself if you are putting in equal amounts of effort, because we had Fantasyland too, and Fantasyland says make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. On the same page. And divine timing underneath that. Be patient, for some things take time to manifest fully in your life. So it might be that you're like, I want it now. Just wait, just wait. Just because it's not happening now, because guess what? We had Rome in reverse and then the Gambler underneath it. This is the thing that you have been wanting, but you have to work to get there, okay? Don't run away just because things get a little bit more difficult and things aren't always happy, sunshine, fucking rainbows and shit, okay? Because we had the Ace of Cups over here with my Ellie Wade tarot, but I'm Gately Man's tarot. Mama Mosey Tarot, no captions, no hashtags, no trending sounds. We've got the Fool. Now, the Fool can be about a new journey, but with the rest of these cards, it's like you have to look at this from a new perspective and be willing to walk down that path. Ooh, so we had the Ace of Hounds. And the Ace of Hounds tells you to remember that you have teeth. Now, that can go in either way. That can be, you're not, you're not living by this person's leave, you know what I mean? You don't need their permission for a lot of things. You have your own teeth. You can make your own choices. But also remember that when you are doing things, they might come across not the way that you want them to. You know, like when you're play fighting with a dog and they nip you a little bit harder. They don't want to hurt you, but they get into it and they have fun. You know what I mean? It's in their nature. And then they obviously feel bad for it afterwards. But it's that missed communication. But okay, so this came out in one of my other readings too. We have the Four of Wands. This is home. This is a home that you create, and there's a chance here. You see how sparse that the woods are, and how there's just the two people, maybe a tree off in the distance, but nothing else, just nature. This is a chance to create that thing that you wanted, that thing that you manifested. But you have to put the work in. So we had the Empress come out in reverse. You have to put the work in physically. With this Empress in reverse, you're acting a little bit too in your High Priestess energy, which can indicate a little bit of spiritual psychosis. Okay. And you're like, I've done the work, it should be perfect. You've done some of the work. But if you notice on the Magician, there's all the elements here. You are going to have to work at this and manifest this in all aspects of your life, and that includes how you can accept and receive such energy and the love that you put off as well. Okay. Oh, Temperance. And what did that one say? Where was it? It was divine timing, wasn't it? Yep. Be patient, for some things take time to manifest truly in your life. You are being tested through this. Do you really want this? This person who is going to trigger every little trigger that you have, are you going to be able to address that? Or are you going to be like, nope, this isn't exactly what I wanted. This isn't perfect. I have to be uncomfortable. No, I don't. No, absolutely not. You are being tempered in the fire that's hot and cold, up and down, bad and good, to see how you react to it. And it's not to say that if you don't get it this time, or something that you just missed, that it's not going to come back around. The universe loves to work in cycles. Ooh. So, yep, it fell sideways, and I picked it up and tried to see, to determine, to confirm, and it fell sideways again. So there's issues for control on both sides, but this can also be solved with communication. If you let these people know, on Fantasyland right here, they have things that they need to let you know aren't going to fly. You have things that you need to let them know are not going to fly. And if you can get into the why of it and a little bit of understanding behind that, 414 might be significant. But if you can get to communicating about the understanding, the reasons behind why these things are, you heal your own triggers while they're healing theirs at the same time, and you help each other. But there are control issues on both sides that are going to have to be overcome. And so we got the Five of Wands and the Magician. Again, this is the second Magician that you've gotten, but this Magician leans a little bit more towards, and another Four of Wands with a different fucking deck. You have Four of Wands for bottom of the deck energy, and the Sun, and the Three of Wands. Oh, wow. So this is knowing that you did this work, but knowing that you are strong enough Again, knowing yourself, knowing you are strong enough to handle the things that come at you, the things that will keep you off balance, and still be able to maintain your stability and the love and the home that you have created here. And the sun is just, there is happiness abounds, you know? But I want to get back to this Five of Conflict, or the Five of Wands. Five of Conflict might fucking well be Five of Wands and the Magician. So it's knowing, the way I tie this in, the way this feels is that this Magician is here to remind you there are lessons that you have to learn in this, and there's going to be conflicts, and things aren't going to be exactly the way you manifested, the way you thought you wanted, but that's because you don't see everything. You don't have a full picture of it. You are learning lessons to be able to address things that are over here on the shadow side that you need to address, okay? Things that need to be brought to light, but, and you might, that, Lord Ganesh might have a significance for you. But this is, I mean, this is going to go at a pretty quick pace. The winds of change. It was super windy out here a little while ago. Like, could hear it through the house. And I went to shuffle, and this card actually came out. So this is actually, this has to be a concrete, definitive decision on your part to realize that there are things that you need to change, and if you want to continue this, you can't just run away at the very first sight of trouble or drama. You have to be able to communicate like an adult and tell this person, hey, that I'm going to need like an hour to calm down. And don't be dramatic with it. Again, just be like, I had some shit that we got to talk about, and I would love your help. And then get the fuck into it. If you're trusting this person, trust this person. If you're trusting this person, trust this person. If you've done the work, made the manifestation, and this is what you want, work at it. If you come up on something that says, oh, I don't want this anymore, ask yourself why. Is it because you think you don't necessarily need to be in that type of discomfort? If yes, why? Okay, all things that you can look at, examine, and address. There doesn't even have to be an answer for anybody else behind it. But if you can get to that point where you are starting to examine your feelings after feeling them, examine your feelings after feeling them, letting them run their course, and thinking about where they came from and what may need to happen, what may need to be talked about, and what may need to be done to address those issues. Okay? I hope this helped. Love you.